For those of you who have been paying attention to the sit and go, you know our players are probably a little bit frustrated, except for Shaggy, who just keeps doubling up and avoiding being the bubble boy.
It is amazing. This is, of course, our $1,000 buy-in sit and go. First place, $5,000. Second place, $2,000. Third place, $1,000. But Grant, there's still 4 players left.
There have been 4 players left for a while, and nobody will bust. Everybody's frustrated. Let's see if they can finally do it. Confirming the chip counts, Shaggy is short. I mean, when you see it, it feels different than just talking about it. Look
true.
at that.
It's true. You can really see how Snuggie has the opportunity to continue to put pressure on Cantu and Thorpe. It's just going to be really hard for them to play many pots or any kind of sizable pots right now.
Probably not too far away from the blinds going up again either, which will certainly affect Shaggy. Snuggie with the wry smile of the overwhelming chip leader. Doesn't care how long it takes for him to look down at his cards.
Cantu making a little small talk with him also makes sense. You're going to keep that guy happy.
Yeah, you got to keep him happy.
You don't want him to start raising you a lot or anything.
Yeah.
Get a little vendetta against you in this spot.
Maybe like buy him a dessert or something. Yeah. That's probably a good idea.
By the way, if you remember, this is VPIP. I was going to say Cantu's PFR.
It was 3% a while ago.
Yeah, it was like at the end of the first episode, it was about 3%. So it still might be. It isn't. We know it's gone up some, but
it's gone up a lot.
But you can see he actually has played the least amount of hands of all these guys, and I think this is mostly due to the fact that he played so little in the beginning.
Right. He waited for the antes to kick in for himself to really start betting more, which is a well-said sentence by me.
Well, you know, that's why you get paid the big bucks.
Yeah, I know. Cantu won't play this one, even though he's ramping it up.
Well, no, he's probably going to ramp it down again right now with Shaggy on his immediate left and 11 blinds also.
Snuggie could definitely raise here.
This feels like a good spot to raise. He does.
And that's probably going to be the end of it, even though we've seen Thorpe reluctant to fold pre-flop. He has been folding pre-flop in these scenarios where it's on the bubble.
Yep, we actually have seen him play it a little bit differently in this sit and go than the way he plays the cash games. Where
Which you're supposed to.
Basically, once he puts chips in the pot, is pretty much unfoldable to any size 3-bet in a cash game anyway, at least in the past. Shaggy just sitting there and hoping to avoid what feels like a certain fate.
It feels quite certain. I mean, he did double up a couple times in the last episode, but then he just went right back down to 10 bigs.
You know, if he gets 2 doubles through the same guy, he switches places with them. If it's Cantu or Thorpe anyway.
That's nice.
That'd be pretty good. Now, that is not physically switching plays, of course, just chip stack-wise, Grant.
Oh, that's not.
You're wondering about the rules of
poker. That's not as
poker.
fun. It's not like a Freaky Friday situation.
No. That would just be their brain switching places, actually, and not their bodies.
Which is a physical switch. I don't believe it's scientifically possible, by the way. I think that movie is BS.
It isn't like a brain transplant.
I think that movie's...
Their minds are changing.
Oh, really?
Places.
What is that?
Oh, like...
What is that?
Come on.
Their minds?
Have you not
Are you saying the synapses?
They run into each other at full speed. What do you think happens? So Cantu
look at this.
Cantu
is raising.
Yeah, Cantu is using the bubble himself. We've seen Cantu basically attack mostly Thorpe stack, which is the stack he's supposed to be attacking.
Yeah.
And from his point of view, this is one of the few times he gets to attack Thorpe stack when he has Shaggy on his left. He can't really ever go after Thorpe stack.
Right.
Except when Shaggy's under the gun and Thorpe decides to play. So Cantu had a blocker. It was enough.
And Thorpe folded a relatively good hand. Maybe the top of his folding range, ace-9 off there.
I think he's folding better than that.
You think he's folding ace-10?
I really do. I think he's folding ace-jack in this spot when the guy's got 10 blinds.
I mean, he doesn't have to shove. He can just call.
I understand. I think he's probably just not going to get involved.
You may be right.
You can see how these kinds of dynamics, if a guy like Cantu is doing stuff like this, if you suspect he's doing stuff like this anyway as Thorpe, you might decide to take one of your hands with an ace and just turn it into a 4-bet shove and pray he doesn't have it that time.
Right, because it would be kind of a disaster to go out on the bubble because you just had that thought.
Yeah. Cantu now
is
trapping.
He's inducing. He induced, and he's definitely calling.
Of course he is. Nothing Shaggy can do there. He really has to shove that king deuce suited.
I don't know if I like the trap versus the shove. I mean, I think it's both okay, but the pot's pretty valuable as it is. If you just shove and he folds or calls, they're both fine.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Well,
Shaggy is going to almost always win now.
Yeah, it's going to be hard not to.
Two outs now for Cantu. It would have been a pretty dirty way to get there, although, of course, he had the best hand when they got all the money in. Shaggy gets the valuable double, and Cantu doesn't look thrilled.
Shaggy,
Gotta tell
once
ya.
again, this is the third time Shaggy's been at 10 blinds or right around there and doubled up. The table must be frustrated.
Yeah.
It's always so frustrating when you're just trying to burst that bubble and
And-
the same guy keeps doubling up.
And this is one of the cons of doing the trap that Cantu just decided to do there versus just moving Shaggy in. If you move Shaggy in, he's going to pick up the pot almost always. I can't imagine Shaggy's going to call with the
Right.
king deuce. But by limping, he's trying to induce. Brandon's basically saying, I want to take the gamble.
Yeah.
Like, I'm willing to take the gamble here because I have the best of it so much, and I'm willing to be 60-40. Or
Which is totally fine.
Yeah.
But, Shaggy did happen to move in. A lot of the times he's just going to check there, and then Brandon's not going to know what to do on the flop if it's like a 9 high flop.
That's true. Well, he can bet, like, very small. If Shaggy doesn't fold, he's probably got a hand of some sort because he's so short.
Yeah.
If he just calls even, it's like,
That's
okay.
true. Yeah, but I want to avoid all that probably and just move in.
Yeah, it's fine to move in there too. But but I don't mind Brandon's decision, especially if he's trying to, like we were saying before, like winning the tournament is much more valuable than
Sure.
placing in the tournament or showing. Showing, of course, would be third place. So Brandon's trying to get all the chips, not just a little bit there.
This is filmed at a horse track. Is that why you said that?
Absolutely, that was a little inside stuff for the viewers who really know what's
NBA
up.
inside stuff with Ahmad Rashad?
Something like that. Thorpe can't take it anymore.
Well,
You gotta call the min
it was a
raise.
min raise.
Yep,
And he's getting a great price. And now he flops a gut shot. How's he going to play the gut shot?
Also has the backdoor flush. Cantu checks it back with his showdownable hand here.
Cantu has been playing mostly passively post flop.
Ooh, that's a good card for Cantu.
Yeah, he's probably going to get a street of value.
Decides not to bet the turn. A little surprised he didn't bet the turn there.
It's not a great card to get value on.
It was going to be hard to get a street of value if he doesn't bet the turn.
Yeah.
Like, what card is going to come that Thorpe is going to feel comfortable besides a deuce? A deuce is like the only card, right?
Thorpe looks
I
like
guess a
he's going to
jack.
give him his street of value, though. He looks... No.
Nope. See? That's the thing.
Yeah. Oh,
The
Cantu should be disappointed there. He looks Oh, did he call?
Oh, he did
He
call.
said call. I see.
Oh, okay.
Never
Well,
mind.
I guess Cantu got the street of value anyway then. Fair enough.
I guess Cantu always looks disappointed then.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
He's disappointed in Thorpe for calling. He's like, how can you let me do this to you?
I am a little surprised that Cantu didn't bet the turn there. The board got kind of wet, 3 to a straight. There's a flush draw out there. Thorpe can have lots of things that could at least think about calling once.
Yeah. Cantu has been playing quite passively post flop a lot of the time, even when he's the aggressor pre flop.
Yeah, I think he's really trying to max out his edge.
Yeah.
And by trying to play smaller pots, he feels like gives him a little more maneuverability. Mostly it's worked out pretty well because we've seen him make more moves than anybody else at this table.
Yes.
By a lot.
Pre flop moves mostly.
Pre-flop moves, yeah. But remember he did check raise last episode. He check raised, was it Shaggy or Thorpe? He check raised one of those guys.
Oh, yeah. On the ace X 2 diamond board.
Yeah.
Check raise the turn.
Check raised the turn after, yeah, it was Shaggy. And it was pretty sweet. It's not something we really see people do in this game.
Thorpe has flopped quite well here. Just going to check. Snuggie has enough showdown value to check back, but I think Snuggie's been checking back even when he doesn't have showdown value.
Yep, I agree.
Which
This
is probably a mistake with his stack.
probably. Snuggie does fold there. Wait. Well, that was weird. Just kidding, I guess. Okay.
Yeah. Funny joke.
Not all of them win. We know that. We make a lot of jokes. Not all of them are funny. Just most of them.
Well, I wouldn't say. I think
think they're all funny?
We're at about 44%.
44%. Now, where do you come up with that number? Because I'm offended.
88% of the jokes I say are funny. That's where
That
the number,
hurts me.
That's where the number comes from.
that hurts me. That wounds pretty deeply. I'm not going to lie. It cuts.
Including that one, by the way. That one
cuts.
was pretty good.
That was one of the best ones you've done, actually. No, that one. You get that really. Your neck tightens up really badly. And it's a sharp pain all the way up to the top
It's
of
like
your forehead.
when you're at the DMV and they keep calling numbers and you're like,
Yeah.
it's 70 numbers away.
It's like you ever seen those alien movies and the face huggers jump on someone's face? It's sort of like that.
It's like that. You got face hugged.
All right, Shaggy, feeling good with 20 blinds again? Has a chance again?
It probably feels so freeing to have 20 blinds.
Now he's just rooting for Cantu or Thorpe to get into a big confrontation with another player, and then suddenly Shaggy's...
Snuggie just folds the king high, small to big.
Wow.
He's really not taking advantage of his stack position here. He should
No.
he could 4x it there.
Easily.
And that's probably a good play.
Yeah, I agree. Brandon's mostly not going to get out of line. Brandon's probably the most likely to get out of line, but even he's just not going to get out of line that often.
I mean, Brandon did 3-bet which one is it? Snuggie.
Three,
It's hard to remember Shaggy and Snuggie. He threw at Snuggie once like hours ago.
Well,
Blind versus
I
blind.
don't know if it was really hours ago, but it wasn't that long ago. It was probably like the beginning of last episode.
Okay.
Right?
Either way, that shouldn't be enough to deter Snuggie from taking advantage of his stack position here.
Of course.
Especially with King High.
Right. I agree. I guess Snuggie's now sort of
Oop.
in lockdown mode a little bit.
Look at the Thorpe.
Thorpe.
The torpedo with the
it's
torpedoes.
So beautiful. We couldn't even show it to you at first. There's your raise. He's going to 3x it.
He does have
See if I
somewhat transparent sizing preflop sometimes.
Ooh, look at this.
He's going to get some action.
Snuggie could have 3-bet that.
He's
Would have been very reasonable.
very lucky he didn't.
Very reasonable to 3-bet.
And Shaggy's going to call also because he's getting a good price and he has a
Huh.
hand that flops well. I think it's a fine call.
It's fine. He doesn't have to, but it's fine. Well, this is Shaggy's the only guy who's got anything going on here.
And it's not really that much going on. Although
He
Thorpe,
looked thoughtful about it.
Thorpe should be slightly afraid of this board, but not
not-
enough to check.
He's never going to fold if Shaggy does anything besides, if Shaggy moves in here, for example.
Shaggy doesn't have enough chips to do anything but fold here.
I mean, he does have fold equity in theory. He could. It's raise or fold. He could move in with overs and the gut shot draw. It's not impossible.
He could, but
It's not a terrible
what's
play.
Thorpe's c-bet range there, though? He doesn't have ace highs in his range.
Why do you say that?
Because we've seen Thorpe play the sit and go, especially on the bubble. He's not c-betting without a pair at least.
Yeah, I guess you're right. He's been pretty careful, actually, hasn't he? That's a good point. Well, as you see, Thorpe and Shaggy now pretty much the same chip stack.
He
How
must
could that
have
be?
missed a hand or two.
That maybe that doesn't sound right at all.
We'll take a look at their chip stacks when we
Because
see
the
it.
last hand, Shaggy
It looks like it's true.
huh.
I think we missed a hand or two. Something happened.
All right. Well, there, sometimes there's trouble
Yeah.
that we can't show you guys, and I guess that must have happened here. Our producers just felt like it was for no one's eyes.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Maybe somebody took their shirt off.
Brandon Cantu still with 23K, Snuggie with 42K. Looks like the other two guys at 15K now, and Shaggy's really found a way to get himself back into it. Apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Assuming-
We are at 300, 600 now. It's possible. I think they went on break after 250, 500. It's possible the camera didn't come back on until a little bit too late into
Maybe.
300, 600.
Maybe we missed that big
During that
hand,
time,
yeah.
Shaggy got a couple pots through. Either way, at least the bubble didn't burst while
Yeah.
that happened.
We apologize. We try and show you guys every hand on Poker Time. That's one of our the premises of the show.
Yeah.
But apparently we can't always succeed. Just almost always.
All right, Snuggie, let's get into bully mode. It's time. Nope. Cantu's definitely gonna do something here. Did he just limp? Looks like he did.
It seems like Cantu often plays his aces, even good aces, a little bit softer and his worse hands stronger in the blinds.
Yeah.
Shaggy flops open-ended.
It's a pretty interesting flop because Cantu should figure he's ahead a lot of the time anyway.
Yep. Does go check. I'm surprised Shaggy doesn't bet there. On
Shaggy's
the flop.
got the only flush draw now.
Cantu checks again. Surely it's time to bet. No. With four high.
Well, he gets there with a 3 of diamonds.
He's got a pair, he's got a flush, he's got everything, and he just checks. That's a reasonable check on the river.
Yeah, you can't really get value from anything.
I don't understand why there wasn't a bet on the flop or the turn for Shaggy with 4 high, but it all worked out.
These guys have been playing very passively on the bubble.
They really, really have. I mean, look, it's risky. If you decide to put a lot of chips in, sometimes you're gonna get short, but mostly it's gonna work out, right?
Yeah. Antes are 100 now, 300, 600 blinds, so there's a lot to win,
1,300 in the pot before the first card is dealt.
There's a finite amount of chips in this tournament, 96K in the tournament, and a lot of those are up for grabs every pot, so this is a good time to accumulate.
I don't know about a lot of them, but sure.
I mean, a
like
decent-
1.5% or something.
That's pretty good.
Not bad. It's not bad. I don't know if it's a lot.
1.5% is
Like
more than 0%.
yeah, that's a fair analysis there.
Look like a limp on the button from Cantu.
Huh.
He's trying not to get shoved on, I guess.
No one really has a shove stack. These guys have 25 blinds. They're not going to shove very often.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe Cantu's just taking this thing of I can outplay everyone. I can have a better read. I'm going to make better decisions. Just taking that to the max.
Well, nobody has anything but Cantu here. Cantu's probably going to bet and just win.
Yep.
My guess.
Sure, he's hoping to get called by a 6-4 or a 9 or a draw of some sort. He's seen how passively these guys play, too. Maybe because he thinks these guys play so passively, he can just get a perfect read on them. It's not crazy. Like, Shaggy never bet 4 high until at all last hand. He's seen Thorpe not bet really at all either. That said, a raise is going to work a lot.
Yeah, if they're playing passively, they're going to fold a lot.
You could also just min raise, get heads up, and play up against the guy who plays straightforwardly.
Yeah.
That's even better, right?
The bubble does strange things to people.
Yeah.
They play differently, which you're supposed to. But somebody should be aggressive here.
Well,
I mean,
Brandon's been the most aggressive
he has.
for sure.
he has.
If anyone's really adjusted their game to the bubble, it's been Cantu by a mile, really, compared to everyone else. Right?
Absolutely. This has
Cantu.
got to be a raise, right? This just doesn't flop well enough to not raise.
It would seem crazy to limp this.
It looks like he limped.
He limps it.
He's limping everything now. I guess he's got a holistic limping strategy now.
I mean, he's limped 2 hands in a row.
Well, that feels holistic.
So Snuggie is going to put in the raise.
I imagine Cantu's going to call, even though it is 2K out of his 22.8.
Can't really set mine profitably here.
He can barely set mine profitably.
It cost him 2K.
Yeah.
He would only have 20K left. How is he going to set mine profitably?
This is like right about the right
You
price.
just need to get at least 15 to 20, really.
I mean, it depends on how you feel your opponent is going to play with their misses.
That's true. I mean, do you think Snuggie's just going to double him up most of the time?
No.
If he flops his tens, he probably shouldn't be set
Yeah,
mining.
you're right. Snuggie probably would have just called out of the big blind had Cantu raised.
Yeah.
Thorpe probably would have folded the 5-4 suited in the small blind, and then on all the... I guess Cantu would check back most of the flops, though. He's been checking back a ton as the aggressor, so I don't know. If he was planning on c-betting a lot, I think it would have been more profitable to raise, probably.
I think it's still more profitable to raise against Snuggie, but it is a little bit closer if he's going to be more passive post-flop.
Well, Thorpe's got kind of an awkward stack to have ace-6 off on the button, but you got to open it.
Yeah, you just hope to take it down. He's going to 2.6 exit or so. Snuggie's going to call with the jack-8 suited in the small blind. And Cantu with the real hand.
Cantu could squeeze here if he wanted to.
Yep.
Of course, you'd have to... Oh, he just moves in. Yeah.
He does squeeze.
Well, Snuggie very rarely shows up with a big hand, so I think it's safe to know you're not going to get eliminated in this hand most of the time. Snuggie's just Hollywooding, obviously, here.
Yeah, I
He's
don't know what this
never
is about.
calling.
This is really weird that he's taking so long.
He wants he asked how much it is.
I mean, come on.
What are you doing?
You're never calling in a million years.
He wants the blinds to go up, maybe? He's
This
just
is
trying to get the blinds to
so
go up.
absurd. I know you have a lot of chips, but come on. I guess you know what? If you're not sure, it's perfectly fine to ask. Get all the data. We can see the stacks.
I
right
think what
here.
he's doing is trying to deter Brandon from doing this in the future.
Yeah, but when he folds, I think it's not going to deter. In fact, what Brandon's going to learn is, even when he's a close decision, he still folds.
Yeah.
Like it's sort of going to do the opposite effect. I think a lot of the time.
Unless he calls.
Well, then that would be. There's no chance he's going to call, right?
I mean, if he calls, I give him credit for tanking. But yeah, that was just a strange thing to do.
It'd be crazy if he's like, I put you on sevens and calls.
Yeah.
Brandon shows him.
I think Brandon is showing because he wants people to respect his squeezes in the future.
I mean, this is one of the few times when he's made a play that he's actually had a hand
Yeah.
to do it with, right? So it's not even a great hand, but it's enough of a hand that it's like, okay, he hasn't lost his mind or anything.
Right.
I'm just going to call him light.
That was strange.
Yes.
Twilight Zone-y. But going back to Brandon's squeeze, I think it's a scary play to do, but knowing Snuggie, I think Snuggie's 3-betting all of his monster hands that he's capable of calling 22K with, so he's only worried about Thorpe, who has fewer chips than Brandon, and Brandon's doing okay against Thorpe's calling range. Not great, but Thorpe often folds anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good spot.
Not doing great against Thorpe's calling range, but I guess Thorpe calling ace-queen there, that's the question I have. He should be, but is he?
I imagine he is.
Okay. Even so, well, it makes it closer anyway.
Yeah, it changes it from 16 combos of good to 32 combos of good, and maybe even a couple extra combos of under pairs that are possibly there for Thorpe. Sixes, maybe.
I can't imagine. I don't believe it.
You don't think so?
You see how carefully everyone's been playing on the bubble?
I mean, that's true.
I don't think Thorpe's calling sixes.
Well, Cantu is now raising, just like you said, raising his weak hands and limping his strongish aces.
Yeah.
He did raise the 10-5, and he's in trouble against Shaggy's hand here.
Even a little bit more trouble now.
At least one bet should go in at some point, but I don't know. These guys have been so passive.
I mean, if a safe card comes off here,
that's a relatively safe card, but it's not the safest card.
It's better for Shaggy than for Cantu. It goes check again. Well,
somebody's got to bet. You got to bet.
I can't. Brandon's got to bet for value, right? Hope the guy has an ace. Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Shaggy's going to call. I imagine. There's not much.
Shaggy has to call.
Yeah. Cantu never has a king, right? He never plays a king this way.
Well, even if he does, he doesn't play a king this way very often. That's for sure. It's an easy call. Cantu turns it over. Sure, he's good, and he's not.
I would be pretty sure I was good too.
Oh, yeah. No, I think it's a slam dunk value bet for Brandon on the river. And even when you get called, you're like, yeah, I win, right?
They're figuring out that the queen plays, which is nice for Shaggy. Double paired boards confuse people because often people end up with an ace in their hands, or there's an ace on the board, and it changes things. It changes how many chops there are.
That's
and
right.
People just automatically go to that. But in that double paired board scenario, the kicker matters. Thankfully for Shaggy, because that was an important pot for him.
Yeah.
This is the most wiggle room he's had for a long time now.
Yeah, he's no longer in last place.
I don't
with
think
that
so.
pot.
I think
He's-
Thorpe is.
Yeah.
Thorpe has 20 blinds.
Boy, it's got to be tough as Thorpe. You know, you had 4 times this guy's chips not very long ago.
Yeah.
Like 15 minutes ago, and here we are. And,
Well, Shaggy just kept doubling up.
Yeah, that too.
That
But also
really-
now he's just won a bunch of pots recently, and this was even just that pot. You know, the raise and a bet on the river that matters, man. It's when the blinds go up, every bet seems to matter.
Snuggy's getting in on the limping game.
Huh?
Cantu's going to bump it up with ace-jack suited. Very reasonable thing to do. Not much, though. Only 1.6K over the limp.
He clearly wants action from Snuggy.
Yeah. He's trying to isolate and be in position against a guy who he thinks might make a mistake, I guess.
I guess.
That's a pretty safe board. Snuggy doesn't usually have a pair.
You could have a few small pocket pairs.
Yeah.
You could have pocket 4s and stuff, but Brandon's going to find out right away that Snuggy doesn't have it. Snuggy loves that little.
He's
that little
making
move.
Brandon bet. He's making
Yeah.
Brandon actually bet. It is a bit dangerous to be the guy who folds before the guy bets
Yeah.
because you can get angled in the future.
That's
that
true.
Way.
That's true. You know who else? Snuggy does that same play too. Is bartenders when he's doing tips. Puts it out, pulls it back, puts it out.
Doesn't actually dip.
smiles, holds his hand down on the thing. No, eventually.
Oh, eventually. Yeah.
But, you know, he makes him work for it a little
Yeah. 3 or 4 minutes worth.
bit. Just think that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it looks like it's a $10 bill. It's a 1.
It's a good
It's
move.
tricky, very tricky that way.
It's fun to trick the bartenders. It's my favorite game.
Yeah.
Just kidding, bartenders. I love you all. Except for the mean ones. All right. Cantu's going to open up the game, it looks like. It's time to open up the game. 4 deuce off.
I think Cantu's saying to himself, "What have I been doing?
This is
like,
a very-
I should be flexing muscles.
This is a
here."
very bad hand, though. I don't think he needs to do it with 4 deuce off.
I can't disagree with you here. Sort of staying in the hole. Brandon plays strong hands weaker and weaker hands strong. Although
Yeah.
the ace jack wasn't like that.
No. Although he did raise very small with it.
Yeah.
Well-
Cantu has 2 back doors.
He's got a C bet.
Oh yeah, this is a slam dunk C bet. Snuggy has 2 back doors and better ones.
Yeah, but he should probably fold. Cantu hasn't been raising that much preflop.
No, I don't know why you would call here. Doesn't seem like
Well,
enough.
he's going to, it looks like.
Yep.
He makes the call.
I will say these guys, I think, play with each other a lot. So they
Yes.
have a lot of history. So Snuggy may feel like Snuggy has a lot of dynamic.
Well,
that's
that's
actually
a
working.
card. Cantu's now open-ended, and Snuggy has the nut flush draw.
It's pretty interesting.
Snuggy considering leading here? No, he
I
checks.
think this should be a bet from Brandon.
I think Snuggy has more flushes in his range probably than Brandon has in his. But if Snuggy doesn't have a flush, he's going to get it through a lot against a 5 or a 9.
Yep. A 5 or 9 just going to fold. We have 4 high. We picked up equity. This is like sort of a dream card for Brandon. The 3 of hearts is one of the maybe the best card in the deck from his point of view.
Now, Snuggy has an interesting decision here because he only
Yeah.
has 1 card to come with the obvious nut flush draw that if the
Yeah.
heart comes in, he's not going to get paid.
Right.
So it's probably a raise or a fold.
I think you're probably right. Unless you think Cantu can have a hand just like he has, and ace high is good enough of the time. But I like a move in much better. I think you just move him in right here.
It's a big move in.
Well, but if you raise, you're effectively moving him in, aren't you?
Yeah, you
You
can't
make it 7,000. You're
you
not
can't-
folding.
You can't really fold.
You don't want to give him a chance to like re-raise. You just want to say, do you want to play for it all or not?
Well,
Look
he's,
how uncomfortable Brandon is
yeah.
now.
he knows he has to fold.
Yep. Good play by Snuggy. Yeah, Brandon really doesn't want to, but he could be drawing dead.
Very easily.
He knows it. Yeah. Good play by Snuggy.
Yep. Finally used that big stack to his advantage there.
Yep. So look, if he's gonna check raise the heart turn, it makes the call much better on the flop too.
Yes, I agree.
Much, much better.
And we've seen from our cash games with Snuggie that he really likes the whole backdoor draw thing. He often calls with the backdoor draws. A big part of that might be that he is mostly a mixed game player. Plays a lot of Omaha-style flop games, which backdoors factor a little bit more.
Absolutely. More cards in your hand.
Yeah.
More chances to get there.
Yeah. Gambly, gambly.
That's what they say.
Gambly, gambly.
Right.
Yeah.
We've coined a lot of phrases on this show, Poker Time, and apparently we've coined a new one. Gambly, gambly.
Yep.
It's going to definitely set the world on fire this summer at the World Series.
I'm going to say it every time I raise.
I'm going to say it every time I bust somebody.
I thought you were going to say, like, what were you going to say? Thanks for playing. Something like that.
No, that's pretty good, too, yeah.
A really snarky way. Ooh, this is a cooler. It
Snuggie
just
is-
disappeared, but Cantu has ace queen.
Yep. Snuggie raises it up, and Cantu absolutely can put... Ooh, he just shoves it. It's a pretty big shove.
It is, but I don't know. Snuggie's in a weird spot now. Cantu could be tilting.
Yeah, it's not impossible to call this by any means. How much is it? It's 16.2 to call. Looks like he's probably folding.
Yeah, he's just letting
Wow.
it go. Good fold.
I assume he's calling ace-jack and probably
Yeah.
ace-10. That may be, as you like to say, the very bottom of his folding range.
That's
The ace-9
probably
may
the
lead-
correct fold with ace-9 for that amount of chips.
Yeah, probably. It was 16,000, right?
Yeah,
It's like 25 blinds. It's a big shove.
yeah, it really is. Which should embolden Snuggie in some ways because you wouldn't expect Cantu to play like aces, kings, or queens like that.
Correct. Maybe not. Probably not even jacks.
Yeah,
And maybe not ace-king.
maybe not.
Although ace-queen showed up, so
Yeah.
maybe ace-king. But, yeah, there's not too much you're losing to with ace-9 there, blind versus blind. It would not have been crazy to call. I would have been okay to call it.
Yeah,
But he's played a lot with Brandon.
I think it's slightly better to fold.
Probably is.
Snuggie with another ace on the button here.
Although I will say this, if I'm snugging and I've got Cantu on my left, I may feel inclined to gamble it up a little bit with that guy. Like, let's take a shot to bust this guy and get his chips instead of having him be on my left for the rest of the
Yeah, but there's
tournament.
obviously a converse of that Cantu could become the chip leader right away
Yeah.
if you call in or wrong. And look at this. We got two ace-9s. Cantu moves in with his.
That's going to work. I don't see how anyone else can call.
No.
Cantu's like, well, if he folds ace-9 to me, that's
mean,
pretty good. Now
that's-
I know he's going to fold a lot of stuff, right?
That's evidence for maybe calling ace-9 is Snuggie, by the way. Cantu just shoved a ton with ace-9.
Yeah. Maybe ace-queen's the very top of his range there, and that was a bad shove, maybe.
Yeah.
Or bad fold. We don't know.
That's a lot to shove with ace-9. I think you can just 3-bet smaller.
I mean, he shoved, what, 20K?
Yeah.
So it's like 33 blinds.
Yeah.
So all the kids are doing it, man. They love 3-bet shoving 30x blinds nowadays.
I don't love that.
I don't think it's a good play, personally, but the kids are doing it.
Especially on the bubble, though.
Yeah.
Feels pretty reckless.
Snuggie still with 44,000, still doing just fine, even though he's had to fold twice in a row after opening.
And he's folded correctly both times. In practice.
Yeah.
We're not sure about in theory.
Cantu, this third playable hand in a row here.
He's got his stack almost back to where it was at its near peak.
Shaggy's going to fold, and Thorpe, pretty easy defend here.
He is
Queen
pretty
eight.
short, though.
He is pretty short. That's true, but he's getting pretty good price. He's getting almost 3 to 1.
He's got 15 blinds left right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Goes check, check. Well, Thorpe is very likely to win this hand at this point. I
Oh,
prefer
no.
check by a lot. To
Why
that.
move in?
Thorpedo, why have you done this to us?
Why would you move in, though?
We're trying to be nice, Thorpe, but that was bad.
You can't move in there.
You can't do that, Thorpe.
You can't bet 2x the pot. He's going to call you with king, queen, and he's going to fold almost everything else.
He might call you with a jack that he decided to check back if he feels maybe sometimes, but that's so rare.
He might have queen 10 and call. Oh, wait, that's bad. Sorry.
I think
no,
betting-
he might fold queen 10. He's
Yeah.
not going to fold queen 10.
I think betting in general is probably the wrong play there, and especially moving in.
Moving in seems wrong.
Yeah,
Seems wrong. You got to bet less.
or check.
Got to give him a chance to call you. I guess Thorpe really wanted the pot.
I guess. I mean, he won the pot.
He's short. Maybe he's just like, I just got to make sure I win this. But
He
you got
did.
top pair.
He won the pot.
I mean, Cantu really might have just checked it back. I mean,
He might have.
he checked the flop. He's been playing kind of passively, too, in a lot
I
of
mean,
spots.
we could bet 1,500 and hope to get called by a lot more things.
Yep, I agree. Or we could check and go for a check raise.
Or
Or
just
check and a check call.
I think a check call is far better than a check raise.
I'm saying if you're worried as Thorpe
Yeah.
about, like, getting drawn out.
Right,
on,
right, right.
You could decide to raise and just shut him out and make sure you win the pot. Thorpe's going to limp from the small blind.
Snuggie out flops him here with the 9-4.
There's a fold. Thorpe down now to 21 blinds. Still fine.
Yeah, he's doing all right, but the blinds are probably going to go up in 10 to 15 minutes.
That's like an eternity.
It is. It's
And
like
four-handed.
yeah.
Anything can.
It's like the last 2 minutes of a basketball game. It takes 55 minutes.
That's right. Just call timeout again.
Yeah.
No problem.
You're down by 7 with 4 seconds left. Let's foul.
Here's my idea for the NBA. You ready?
I'm ready.
One timeout each team last 2 minutes. That's it. You got one timeout.
That's kind of
Period.
cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. You got to be strategic when you use it. One timeout.
I like it.
No more wasting time. Can't take
It
it.
would make for some more fun finishes. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I like your thoughts, Jonathan. This is the NBA now. We're talking about the NBA.
Yeah.
Poker is dead.
NBA time. Folds to
All right.
Snuggie's got a real hand.
Really nice hand for Snuggie in the small blind.
He's
Just
gonna
going to limp.
complete-
Brandon's been 3-betting enough that
Yeah.
Snuggie's afraid.
And Snuggie's like, well, I'm not going to call if he shoves,
Yeah.
which is true.
Yeah.
I assume it's true since he's been folding ace highs.
Frustration could factor in eventually, and Snuggie
Yeah.
could make a looser call.
That's true.
Nobody likes that flop too much.
Snuggie at least has two back doors along with his overs.
It kind of gives Brandon the advantage, but because he should have nothing to lose as far as equity, and betting would be easy, but I guess Brandon decides not to.
Well, he may think queen high is actually good, though. It's not crazy.
That's true. Queen high could be good.
Snuggie plays passively, too, against him. So, like, you might be able to just check it down, turn over queen high, and win. It's not crazy at all from
All
Brandon's
right, we
point
got
of view.
this classic cooler, king high against queen high.
Snuggie. Let's see if Brandon decides to take his showdown value. He does. He thinks he might be good some of the time. It's not going to be.
Well, that was not a fun hand. It wasn't the most fun I've ever had.
You know what? Fun is an experience you give yourself. It's not based on the stimulus from the outside world, buddy. So why don't you work on yourself and come back?
Is
in
that a
like an hour.
Scientology philosophy? I think it might be.
I believe Scientology. Now, I'm not an expert on Scientology. Let me be clear, but I'm pretty sure.
Scientology is the one that doesn't believe in depression or anxiety.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. I know fear is a choice, at least from that Will Smith movie,
Yeah.
After Earth or whatever. Is it called After Earth?
Yeah.
I think he says fear is a choice, and I believe that's a Scientology-based thing. Although, again, not an expert. Don't really know. I did see that documentary on HBO.
that was a good documentary.
Yeah.
So anyway, Jonathan's a Scientologist now.
Hey, man, whatever pays the bills.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, Thorpe.
Tom Cruise,
20 blind shove.
21.
I guess if he feels like it's hard to know what to do post flop, it's fine.
I mean, these guys do not rate to pick up very many hands. Is someone calling with ace jack? I'm not sure they are for their lives. Everyone's calling for their lives except for well, not for their lives actually.
No, not even
Shaggy's
close.
pretty much calling for his life.
Shaggy
will have
is.
less than 10 blinds. Brandon's calling for half a stack.
Yeah.
Brandon's going to call with ace jack.
The problem is it's a bit of a game theory disaster shove.
It is, although I think you probably still make money. I think it's still profitable.
Yeah,
shove,
I
even
mean you
21
fold
blinds.
out a bunch of pairs that you're flipping with, which is nice.
Yep. And even forgetting about that, just the amount of folds you get with the blinds and antes,
Yeah.
it probably is profitable, just not very
You're
profitable.
you're perfectly happy folding out the king queens of the world, you know.
Right. I personally am the guy who likes to raise that normal and play post flop, but it's we're in a bubble sit and go situation
Yeah.
here. Snuggie up to 46,000 now. He's getting close to half the chips in play. Shaggy's going to raise it up, and Thorpe is going to call.
Reasonable defend, small to big. Got position.
Yep. Let's see if Shaggy fires away here on his miss.
This is a nice flop for Thorpe.
Yep. I got to believe Thorpe is going to be looking to raise.
He's gonna move in. Look at Thorpe. You can already tell.
He's like a cobra
Oh, see, he checked.
waiting
Told
to
you.
strike.
Well,
Bink.
that's a good turn card.
That's the nuts. Don't bet 6 times the pot.
It's gonna be really hard to get any action out of Shaggy's hand, though.
Shaggy's looking over. Let's see if Thorpe checks again or bets tiny. He checks
checks.
again.
All
That's
right.
cool. That's cool. Give him a chance. All right, nothing happened.
Well, that's a really bad card for Thorpe.
It's hard to get paid, but you know what? I like that Thorpe tried to induce by checking. No, okay, I thought he was going to shove.
Well, he's
Don't
not
do
going to
that.
get called no matter what he bets.
But no, this is fine. This is a perfectly fine thing to bet a normal amount. And he's like, hey, look, I had the nuts at one point.
yeah, really bad river card, but also bad hand for Shaggy.
That
Thorpe
worked
couldn't
out,
get paid.
Worked out well for Shaggy playing it so passively.
Yes, it did. It's okay to check sometimes on the flop. You don't have to play aggressively every time, and that was a pretty bad flop for Shaggy's hand and pretty good for Thorpe's range, so I understand why he would do it.
All that said, it's the bubble. Thorpe's short. A
True.
bet is going to win so much of the time.
That is very true.
I think you could bet 28% of the pot, 25% of the pot, and fold out so much of his range.
23% of the pot, Jonathan.
You could do that too. You can bet super tiny. He's just going to feel obligated to fold most of his range.
Looks like the blinds are up now. 800 big blind. And Cantu's got a big hand.
That too.
Something's going to have to break here with 800 big blind.
Yep. Agreed.
Oh, well, this hand will certainly
Wow.
be an all-in hand for somebody.
This is looking bad for Cantu. Wow, Cantu and Shaggy are close in chips too. Cantu is going to be, assuming they get it in here.
They have to, right?
Don't they have to?
Shaggy's been playing
If Cantu
very
if
passively.
Cantu doesn't get it in here, I'm gonna be like, this is why. Of course he does.
there it
Of
goes.
course he does. Insta
He's-
call.
Yeah, this is bad news for Cantu, man.
Cantu's
that's-
going to be down to 3.3 if he does not find the miracle 5%er here. Look at his face. It's like all this,
He does have a 1 in 20 shot. You know, that's better
Yep.
than 0.
all this to be basically dead. Seems so unfair. Well,
Well,
a 4
they
will
could chop.
chop it now.
That's a great flop for Cantu.
there
It's
it is
already. Wow.
Wow. What a
What
deal.
A wonderful time.
Wow. Cantu saved.
I mean, it's fair. Whatever, it happens. You know, like if Shaggy had the ace king and Cantu had the aces, they would have played it the same way.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, Braden got lucky there, but he got very unlucky to get
Yeah.
it against aces with ace king with as bad equity as he can ever have.
Right.
I mean, it's so unlucky. Four-handed. He
Yeah.
blocks aces. Come on.
On the bubble.
It was just a 3-bet shove. It isn't like it was a 6-bet shove or anything. You know, there's no reason to think
It was a 4-bet shove. Shaggy 3-bet.
Shaggy. You're right, Shaggy 3-bet. But still, the point is, like, it was completely reasonable, right?
Yeah, of course.
It's like 22 blinds or something, if that. Not even.
No, this is an absolutely reasonable play. Just Shaggy's very disappointed now.
Yeah, Shaggy was going to be in great shape. He was going to
Yeah.
be second in chips. Cantu was going to be super short. Thorpe's got to be pretty disappointed, too. Thorpe, who is the short one.
Yep.
Oh, that's got to be tough.
Man,
Cantu was going to have 4
nobody-
blinds. He was going to have 4 blinds.
Nobody can bust on this bubble. I
Ugh.
mean, even in aces against ace king, they end up chopping. Like one of them was going to be either out or completely near dead, and instead we're just back to how it was.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Do elephants count as livestock?
Of course.
So, do you think Cantu's shirt is mad at Shaggy's or Snuggy's shirt for the exploitation of livestock?
Well, you're making a lot of assumptions there, don't you think, about how elephants feel about cattle? Elephants hate cattle.
Oh, they do?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Have you ever seen an elephant and cattle, like, going to the state fair together?
Hey, Snuggy made a 7 high bluff.
Hey,
And it-
nice.
And it worked.
Cool. Have you ever seen that, though? Coming back to the most important question.
Yeah. So I did.
You have?
Yeah,
You've
but
seen,
they were-
you've seen that.
But they were bickering the whole time.
Yeah, okay, fine. So there was
Yeah.
like probably, a Tinder type situation there. And it wasn't working out. But yeah, that's never going to work out. No, there's no way that Brandon's shirt is feeling anything but great about that Shaggy Snuggy shirt.
I see. Okay, I didn't know that.
In case you guys haven't watched the earlier episodes, which is crazy because this has been a fun sit and go.
Yeah, what is one matter with you?
Snuggy shirt, of course, has those skeletons of cows skulls on them, and those are actual cow skulls. Those are not depictions.
Right, of course.
Those are
No half
sewn,
measures.
sewn right in.
No half measures.
Snuggy
here.
likes the real thing. Oh, looks like he's taking out money.
He's trying to intimidate his opponents, showing them that he has money.
No, actually, what he's doing is he's putting out a bounty on Brandon Cantu.
He is?
Yep.
Wow. That's awesome. $100 bounty?
Looks like it. Wait, no, it's a bounty on Shaggy. I'm told it's a bounty on Shaggy and not Cantu.
Huh.
How about that? He's saying, can anyone knock this guy out? Anyone who does. And you see what he says? He says,
Yeah.
if you win, you get to keep the $100.
Wow.
So that's a pretty good deal. It's just
Wow,
$100
that's-
added to the pool.
That's fun.
See, it would be actually unfair and actually collusive if Shaggy doesn't get in on it, right?
Right.
But if he gets the $100 if he wins, it's totally reasonable.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd been pretty great anyway if he puts a bounty on someone. Like, we're not gonna have a problem with that, are we? Even though it's collusive, like it's not really collusive.
It's fun.
Yeah.
This is fun. I wonder if that'll change anybody's play against Shaggy. $100 is not insignificant, but it's not that
It's
significant
not enough.
compared to the prize pool.
It's not enough.
$5K for first. Hey, look at that. Snuggy's got queens.
Snuggy's like, all right, time for someone else to have something.
Now he's going to get his $100 back. That's the goal here.
Yeah, really.
Nope.
And
And nobody has anything. That's really just straight
tough.
up disappointment.
It's like, man, why can't Cantu do the 3-bet shove this time?
Well, he would probably have like 34% equity. He'd have an ace in his hand a lot of the time.
Yep. Or he could have like pocket eights
Yeah, that's true.
and have 15% equity.
18%, depending on the suits.
Depending on the suits.
So why are you assuming the lower equity suits?
Because, Cantu.
Glass half empty Levy over here.
Snuggy's only going to make that call if he's got the suits crushed.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Cantu is just so happy right now.
Yeah,
He's looked frustrated a lot, but now he's like, I can't believe I
He's
saw
free
all these
rolling.
chips.
At this point, he's free
It
rolling.
feels, he not technically, but it must feel like it.
And the emotional free roll is just as good.
Yeah.
It's your reality, Jonathan, as Scientologists would say. You should know that.
Oh God! Don't get the Scientologists mad at us. Come on,
I
those
don't.
guys are. You will care. Have you not seen what they do? Just leave it alone.
I think I'm just espousing their values. I'm
Okay,
not
something's
saying-
happening. Something's happening. Thorpe is considering making a play with Ace Deuce here. Yeah, okay.
Back to Scientology. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just stating facts.
Which were what?
They don't believe in anxiety or depression.
Oh, okay. That's fine. You can say that, I guess. If that's true. Do you know if that's true?
I am 90%.
Okay. So when you call it a fact, what you mean is it's a
A
rumor.
grant fact.
It's a rumor, yeah.
Snuggy's got an open ender here, and Shaggy has middle pair. Looks like Shaggy's going to protect.
Sounds good. This is a good time to move in.
Feels a little bit like a check back board with ace 10.
I think it's fine to bet it.
He bets big, by the way.
Yeah, wow. 3.2?
Yeah. Yep.
Looks like 2.2. Am I crazy?
I think
maybe
one
there's
of
two
the yellows are
yeah.
stuck together.
Okay.
We never wash the chips here at Poker Time.
I mean, why would you?
Yeah.
We don't touch them, just the players. It's a pretty easy move-in if you want to do it. There's no calling here, I think, at this price. I think it's a move-in or nothing. Your implied odds are basically nil. If you hit your straight, it's going to be obvious.
I wonder what Shaggy would do if Snuggy moved in. That would be a close spot.
I mean, Shaggy, we've seen, has not minded putting chips in. At the same point, it's for his life. Snuggy's just going to let it go.
And Shaggy's probably pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
Happy to take that one.
Although when the guy thinks that long and finally folds, you think, well, I had him. Like, did he fold like a 9 or 2 5s or something? Like, you kind of don't want him to fold,
Yeah, that's true. When he folds, but when he moves in, you don't feel very good.
No.
So he's happier with the fold.
Absolutely. No, you'll take the fold. You'll take the fold. Also, there, as we said, there are a lot of bad cards on the turn, some of which would have been good for Snuggy. Still, in this situation, moving in would have been pretty reasonable, too.
It would have. It's not a good straight draw. It's not a good
It's
hand
not about that. It's just about the pressure you can bring to bear. And if you're called, you have some equity.
most of the time.
Yeah, unless he has king, queen.
Or
You have-
queen 8.
Okay, you're right. Or queen 8. You still have chop equity. Chop equity, man.
Yeah, that's
Come
true.
on. You got 3 queens to chop it.
$100 being on the table might make people go after it a little bit more. It looks so pretty.
It's like Phil Ivey.
I want to take it.
Phil Ivey always says, I wish you would have just bet chips. Now I just don't want to fold with seeing all that beautiful money out
Yep.
there. That's what he said against Brad Booth that time.
Oh, poor Brad Booth. All right. Well, we got a semi-cooler developing here if a king flops, but no. Just gut shots for everybody. Backdoor flush draws as well. Cantu's is better in both ways.
Cantu's going to bet, and Snuggy will call quickly.
Huh. Okay.
Cantu's got the better draws, and, of course, the better backdoor draw as well. Ooh,
That's-
well. What just happened here?
Good card for Brandon Cantu just happened here because certainly Snuggy will not be folding.
It'd be crazy to
It's
fold.
going to have to be a scare card from the Fold the River, too.
And a scare card is usually going to help somebody.
Well, that's the perfect scare card. Although nobody has an ace in their range.
Cantu can pretty reasonably bet if he wants to. He may think it's hard to get called by worse, though.
You can get called by a 10 sometimes.
It's like he doesn't really think Snuggy's got a king, right? So he's to be trying to get called specifically by a 10. Although you think Snuggy might bet a 10 himself on the flop, so now you're looking to get
He
called by a
checks back.
7.
He checks back. I think it is actually a pretty clear value bet, but at the same time, it's hard to make that value bet in this spot.
You'd hate to make it and be wrong,
Yeah.
where you're just like getting negative free rolled. Snuggy's like, look how unlucky I was. And Brandon's like, yep.
That's what you get for playing with 2-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner Brandon Cantu.
Also a WPT title.
That's what he says to everybody every time he beats them in a pot.
He's saying it under his breath right
Yeah,
now.
but he's like, that's what you get for playing with a 2-time World Series poker bracelet. Where Brendan
Also, if you ever see him on his phone, he's just texting it to people.
You know, if I had 2 bracelets, maybe that's what I would do too.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I would get a T-shirt that says, I have 2 bracelets.
You gotta get a lot of T-shirts in case you know get that one dirty or sweat through it or something.
Nah, you just keep wearing it.
Oh, okay.
It's better that way.
So people will know you by your smell.
There are guys like that in poker, you know? The guy walks in, you don't have to turn around.
Yeah.
Like, it's that guy.
The smell guy.
The dude.
I believe this is the last hand of this
Yeah,
episode.
it's definitely going to be.
Thorpe is folded already. Snuggie with Queen Jack. Nice hand for the button.
Going to have to play this one.
Just limps.
Huh.
Allows Cantu in with the 10-4. And Shaggy with the King 3. Probably would have both folded.
Gotta
To a
believe they
raise.
would have. Well, queen on the flop.
Well, it looks like there's not going to be much resistance. If Snuggie bets, this is just going to be over.
He does bet. Brandon folds.
Shaggy
There you
folds,
go.
and that's that. And we're heading into the next episode with a big old stack for Shaggy still.
Still
Snuggie.
on the bubble.
Well, they didn't do it, Jonathan. They didn't do it. It is still the bubble. How is this possible?
It is the longest bubble in Poker Time history. I know that. And one of the longer bubbles that I've personally been involved in any way, shape, or form. Thorpe, of course, is now the short stack. We've seen that move around a little bit. And Shaggy, I don't know. Is he going to pull this off? He might just pull this off.
I don't know. I mean, the blinds keep going up. This thing's got to burst sometime soon, right?
It has to.